Thanks for joining us. I'm Paula Ebben with a WBZ News update, and we've got some big breaking stories in Boston today. A big shakeup at the Boston Red Sox. Chaim Bloom has been fired as chief baseball officer. The Red Sox made the announcement a short time ago. Bloom has been running the team for the last 4 years, but the Red Sox are on the verge of another last-place finish. In a statement, Sox owner John Henry says this signals a new direction for the team. And a big announcement in the Boston medical community. Dana-Farber has announced they will be working with Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center to build a new freestanding hospital specifically for adults with cancer. But this will also mark the end of Dana-Farber's decades-long collaboration with Brigham and Women's Hospital. Those two institutions have worked together for years and years. Dana-Farber says there'll be no changes for patients until the transition between partnerships is over, and that will take years. Boston residents are getting ready for whatever Hurricane Lee might bring over the weekend. Mayor Michelle Wu spoke earlier today and says the city is ready.
We are paying particular attention to those areas of the city that are on the coast and tend to receive the brunt of flooding whenever we do get storms like this. Neighborhoods like East Boston, Charlestown, the South End, and the North End. Our teams have been in touch already with all permitted crane operators to ensure that they are secured prior to the storm. And we're coordinating internally on where to be ready to deploy flood walls and sandbags if necessary.
So we will be on top of this storm as it moves in. We want to get a check of the latest forecast now with meteorologist Jacob Wycoff.
Who at home had flash flooding emergency, tornado warnings, a beautiful day, and then eventually brushed by a hurricane on their bingo card for September? Guys, you are going to be a winner. We do have Hurricane Lee that we're watching very closely. The latest advisory has this down a little bit, a Category 1 storm, and the pressure has risen a little bit, not looking too healthy on radar, which is actually good news to us as it loses a little steam. It's encountering some cold water churned up in the wake of Hurricane Franklin a few weeks ago. We do have tropical storm warnings out for parts of the South Shore, the Cape, and the islands, and then tropical storm watches out. We'll see how this plays out, but it wouldn't surprise me if we actually see these hoisted back to tropical storm warnings through parts of the Boston area into Cape Ann and then northward, as we do expect there to be tropical storm force conditions in some areas. The biggest, I think, overall concern would be from the wind. The wind will be howling out of the north and northwest, anywhere from 50 to 60 plus miles per hour. Notice inland Saturday morning, you barely see any sort of impacts. We're going to stay with the breeze as you go into the afternoon and into the evening. Again, inland, it's a breezy day, but you're barely feeling any sort of impacts. Hopefully we can avoid any sort of power outages. Now, when it comes to storm surge, because the wind will be coming out of the northwest, a lot of water will pile up right along the bay side of the Cape and also the sound side of Nantucket. So with that happening over an extended period of time, wouldn't surprise me if we get some minor coastal inundation along those areas. Brewster, I'm looking at you specifically. Sometimes with these type of storms, you see those impacts. But this storm will certainly churn up the waves. Coastal communities will see some big-time erosion in some spots before this finally makes a landfall near Atlantic Canada. So overall, rough seas, large waves right off the coast, coastal winds for the Cape and Islands, Chatham, P-Town, Wellfleet, Truro. The winds will definitely be pretty intense. Rainfall, I think, is a lesser concern. It's far enough offshore that we're not talking about the extended period of tropical downpours. We will still get some good rain, but a lot of it is just offshore, and our storm surge also of fairly lower impact when all things considered. Again, outside of 495, this could be actually a fairly routine, just breezy day. It wouldn't surprise me if, outside into Worcester County, you don't pick up any rainfall. Meanwhile, the Cape and Islands, 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, if not some locally higher amount. So it plays out like this with our future cast. By the time we get into Saturday morning, we're seeing some of the first rain bands moving in. We are cloudy, we are breezy north and west of town. Boston gets in on some of the rain, but the heaviest of the rain will be for the mid and outer Cape and into the islands. As this system continues to churn offshore, the winds turn more to a northwesterly and westerly direction. So areas like P-Town and Truro, you start to get in on potentially some of the flooding. And then we actually clear out and we could see a little bit of sunshine for the afternoon and evening. Right now we're seeing a lot of sunshine, a beautiful day overall. Some of those rain bands just offshore, we'll watch to see how those move into the area, but with dew points in the 50s, makes for incredibly comfortable conditions. This afternoon we're in the 60s and mid to low 70s. Across the board, that drier air has filtered in. We're still a bit muggy for the Cape and Islands, but that's not unheard of for this time of year. You see from start to finish some good sunshine and clear skies. Tomorrow is when we thicken up the clouds, and by the time we get into Saturday, we're dealing with Lee. Now, the second half of the day, especially inland, you may see a few rays of sunshine. Meanwhile, the coast is just getting battered by those really heavy seas. We're back to sunshine for Sunday. For the Patriots game, it looks nice. Monday, a chance of some showers. Paula?
I'm Paula Ebben. This has been a WBZ News Update.